Darkest Hour is directed by Joe Wright and stars Gary Oldman, and basically this is a biopic of Winston Churchill, the former Prime Minister of Britain. I think I got that right. And yeah, this is basically a movie about that. Like how he got elected, and how he was trying to convince Parliament to go ahead with further attack on Germany when Dunkirk was happening, and instead of, you know, trying to retreat or trying to have a peace treaty. And ever since Darkest Hour was released in a few theaters to get ready for the awards season, this movie has been getting praise. Everybody has been calling this one of the best movies of the year, and of course everyone's been just raving about Gary Oldman's performance, saying that he's probably the shoo-in for Best Actor this year, instead of who everyone thought was going to be a shoo-in for the Best Actor win of the Oscars this year, Daniel Day-Lewis, for the upcoming Phantom Thread. I do want to see that. And so, what do I think of Darkest Hour? Well, let's start with the good first. The rumors are true. Gary Oldman is fantastic as Winston Churchill. He is so good. He's funny when he needs to be funny. He's a douchebag when he needs to be a douchebag. He's also pretty dramatic and pretty sympathetic when he needs to be. Gary Oldman does so good in this movie. I don't know if I would automatically say he's my pick for Best Actor because, I mean, look, this year has been so full of amazing performances. I mean, that's not a knock on Gary Oldman at all. He's just as good as everyone says he is, in my opinion. It's just I feel like there's so many other performances that are also so incredible. And we haven't even begun to see what Daniel Day-Lewis is going to be doing in Phantom Thread, so we can't even say for sure until we see Phantom Thread. And the makeup done on Gary Oldman, like, I hope this wins the Oscar for Best Makeup, because good lord, look at that. I legitimately had to reconvince myself, oh wait a minute, that's Gary Oldman, that's not actually Winston Churchill. I mean, if you look at pictures of Winston Churchill, he doesn't look exactly like Winston Churchill, but I don't judge the movie on that. But, like, just judging on how good the makeup was, I kept forgetting that was Gary Oldman, the guy who played Commissioner Gordon in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. He's that good in the movie, and the makeup is that good. And this movie does have some really good scenes, especially a scene involving what we would consider to be a subway train. But, however, in my opinion, for the most part of this movie, it was a slog to get through. The pacing in this movie is awful. Now, this movie is not an awful movie. I don't think it's terrible. It's not gonna even be considered in my worst movies of the year list. But, good lord, the pacing in this movie, in my opinion, is so bad. No joke, I actually had to slap myself to make sure I didn't fall asleep during the movie. That's how boring it was. I don't know exactly what you would fix when it came to the dialogue and the story of this movie, because this really should have worked. Just have some sort of an energy in this movie. I mean, or at least, like, I don't know, have something interesting going on. Now, granted, like, they're trying to say that this situation is important, and around the end, we do see the importance of the situation. But still, for the most part of the movie, it's such a slow burn in the worst way possible. I mean, granted, it's not as bad as the movie I'm about to say here in a second, but it really reminded me of Phantom Menace. I mean, again, I'm not saying this is as bad as Phantom Menace, because this at least has more merit than Phantom Menace did, but it's just paced so badly. Whenever there's something that is supposed to be interesting, it doesn't come across as interesting. It comes across as just boring. Slow and boring. And I like my slow movies, but even slow movies need to be interesting somehow. Or at least be presented as interesting. Having something on screen or something with the dialogue that keeps me wanting to know more about the situation. That keeps me wanting to learn more about the story as it goes on. I don't get that in this movie. All I get is a bunch of very slow, drawn-out scenes that feel like they go on forever. I honestly was not sure how long this movie was, until I found out that this movie is 2 hours and 5 minutes long. Like, how? Justice League was around the same running time, give or take a few minutes, but that movie went by like that. Justice League was very quick for me. It was a very quick experience. It felt like the movie was just going non-stop and I just wanted more. But even then, for the most part, I got everything I wanted out of Justice League, except half-decent effects for Steppenwolf. But whatever the case, Darkest Hour, which is around the same running time as Justice League, just felt like it went on for 3 hours. For me, that is the worst sin a movie can commit, is if it's so slow and if it's so badly paced. Again, it's probably not even the slow part, just badly paced. The worst thing a movie can do, in my opinion, is just be badly paced. They probably should have had somebody like Aaron Sorkin write this movie. I mean, Aaron Sorkin can make good dramas, but yet whenever he makes good dramas, they feel like they're going by that quickly. They're very energized, even though they're dramatic. I didn't get that with Darkest Hour. Darkest Hour is just so slow. And yeah, this automatically, for me at least, makes it the most overrated movie of the year, beating out even Coco. I never thought I'd actually say that. So I'm going to have to give Darkest Hour a 3 out of 10. I didn't want to say that, but I can't help it. I went into Darkest Hour wanting to love it. And it's not the disappointment that made me give it the rating. It's just such a slow, painful, badly paced burn that I had to sit through. Again, it's not a terrible movie in my opinion. It's not going to make the worst movies of the year list. I mean, I'm not going to post it onto YouTube because I haven't seen enough movies for me to accurately justify me putting a top 10 list on YouTube. But whatever the case, I just did not like Darkest Hour. There are some good things, like Gary Oldman is just as good as everyone says he is, in my opinion. The makeup, I hope, wins the Oscar for Best Makeup, and there are a few entertaining scenes. There is merit within this movie. However, those little bits of merit, for me, don't save the movie as a whole. So, what do you think of Darkest Hour? Let me know down in the comments below what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a like. Share the video so we can get the channel circulated. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to say. New camera! Yeah, I got a new camera. I got a Logitech C920. Sorry for the bad audio quality. I'm getting a new microphone here in a couple days. I don't know when it's going to arrive, but trust me, the audio is going to sound a lot better. So, what do you think? Yeah, what do you think of the camera? Let me know in the comments what you think. Give this video a like, share the video so we can get the channel circulated, and if you want to see more, click this.